Hello.
Danny, it's time.
Okay. I heard from the voice of God, and she said it's time to start. One, two, one, two, three, four. Stella the Starling was getting down, chewing bugs on her favorite lawn when a man came wandering around. That man wondered to himself what to call this wildlife on his lawn. Landmates, we share the same space. Baby landmates, lunch break is on me. Robins on the downspout feeding little chickadees, singing in the tulip tree. Rabbits roaming through the rosebush bed, a dog chasing squirrels hoping to be fed. We're all in this thing together, enjoying the warming weather. Landmates, we share the same space. Baby landmates, lunch break is on me.
Good morning. I'm Jeffrey Barnes. Thank you for being here, either in person or online. Let's start things out with a breath. Let's do another one. Deep, cleansing, restorative. Feel yourself breathing. Follow the sensations of your breath into a fuller embodiment. We breathe so that we might be fully present here where we are and when we are, letting thoughts of what have been and what might be fall away just for now. We breathe together. Let's do another deep one. We do this so that we might be about the work of community together. We are so much more together than we are alone. Each Sunday, a flame is kindled as a visual reminder that there is something within us, something eternal, something enchanting, that we call the light. Sometimes that light may feel dimmed by the goings-on of life and the world. And we gather together here to have it rekindled. Sometimes it's kindled by what we receive, and sometimes it's kindled by what we share with others. I'm glad that you've chosen to be with us here and begin your week this way. And now, I invite you, if you're comfortable and so inclined, to greet people around the room or in the chat if you're online. And if you don't feel like doing that, just have a seat. You got a question? Invite? Yeah. Yeah, I invite you to greet people if you want. Oh, absolutely. Yes, the baby is invited. So greet each other if you're so inclined. All right, if you'll make your way back to your seats. All right, we're going to start off with some announcements. Yep, just come on up. Yes.
It's hard when you love everyone so much. Good morning. I have been writing the newsletter for the last however long that it's been alive again. So hopefully you have read the recurring notes that we are still on the hunt for someone to join the soup team. I'm just announcing it here today because I am on the soup team and I will be unreliable for the next quarter. So it's just something I'm predicting about myself. I go through phases, you know. So I really just wanted a chance to kind of implore you that if you either have stories in your head about what it means to be on the soup team, or you know, even if you can just do one time in the next quarter, that'd be really helpful. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Donna Joe, and I actually have 3 announcements. Announcements number 1, if you are interested in touring our new facility, next Tuesday from 3:30 to 4:30 is the merchants meeting. I will hang out after that if you can't get there until 4:30. If anyone is interested, please see me after the church today and I'll get you the address and all the details. And it's just over on Shelby Street, so it's only about 2 minutes from here. Secondly, for a fundraiser, I'm going to be teaching a flow painting class. The cost will be $35. The whole $35 will go back into the church funds. It is going to be on Saturday, April 25th from 2 to 4 p.m. I will put the sign-up sheet, send it around, so if you would be interested in joining it, it's a lot of fun. It's not hard. You don't have to be creative. It's just a great time to spend with other members of the congregation and other folks who are coming from the outside who may be joining us. And lastly, there is a sign-up sheet out front for our April 1st Sunday brunch. Vicki is going to make turkey and ham, and she's encouraging us all to bring side dishes or desserts. So please look for the sign-up sheet out there and sign up for something yummy.
Huzzah! I have three as well. The first one today after service, if you grab your soup or whatever, if you're interested in the queer spirituality discussion group, you can meet us in the meditation room. Is there also a board meeting today? No board meeting. And then next week's fifth Sunday activity is vision boarding, and these examples were left, and they're upside down, sorry. These examples were left, I think they're Marianne King's, yes. And so that's a little bit of what we'll be doing next week. So come prepared to be creative and have fun. Even if you don't feel creative, it's okay. And then I had a third one. Oh, on Vicki, is the day May 16th? Saturday, May 16th, we're having a family-style Church Within reunion to celebrate this place and all that has happened here as we prepare to move on to the next evolution, whatever that is. So invite your friends and family who have ever been a part of this church, who come here for events or whatever it is. It's also serendipitously National Barbecue Day, and we'll be having barbecue. So yeah, bring everyone. Any other announcements? All right, if there are any youth still in here who want to go to Youth Sangha, you can head on out. Okay. All right, and so now, if you would, take another deep breath with me as we prepare for meditation in a few moments.
I open myself to the wisdom. Know what we know and wonder where we go from here. I allow love. I allow love to guide me, to lead me forward. When we wander, cords they loosen. When we hold up one another, we make our way home.
Here at the Church Within, we meditate to clear the noise of our minds and to remember that we are one with the divine light, a vessel for goodness and love. If you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes. Find a comfortable position in your seat. Allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your thoughts to soften. And continue with those deep, restorative breaths. Imagine in your mind a path. You're walking along this path. It's pretty rustic, pretty basic. A little bit of grass poking out on the sides, coming up after the winter thaw. And this path leads to a place of your choosing. It can be a field, a forest, a garden, any place that flowers can grow. And as you walk along this path, you notice the sunshine, the breeze, whatever elements make you the most comfortable you. And now as you're walking, you start to notice along the side of the path a few little white flowers here and there. And you walk a little farther and there are more. They're abundant. And suddenly you've walked to a place where these white flowers are just everywhere, all around you. Take a moment to look at them, to look at the detail of them, the petals, the leaves. And now as we keep walking, you notice a few yellow flowers interspersed with the white ones. And they become more abundant. And now you're just surrounded by all these white and yellow flowers. And then you notice up ahead, there's maybe a pink one, or purple. And you're seeing more and more colors mixed in as you continue walking. Orange ones, violet ones, every color you can imagine. You're now in the middle of the space where you were walking to, and it's just filled with these beautiful, multicolored flowers of every variety. You start to feel something kind of in this space, the energy of these flowers, of the elements around you. And that energy consists of peace, a deep, calming peace. Just breathe that in. Breathe in that peace and love and contentment. And something about this place feels a little magical. And you start to hear the sounds of some birds around you. And you notice butterflies flitting around on those flowers. And look, there's a rabbit jumping across the path farther down. And there's a tree over there, and just poking out from behind it is a deer. And you feel an even stronger sense of that peace and that love and that magic. Now continue walking down the path wherever it leads you, keeping with you the beauty of these flowers, the serenity of this place. And you can let your thoughts return to this place here and now, where we all are together, and carry with you that love, that magic, that peace. Now, if you would join me in a moment of prayer. Beloved Divine, divinity that we know by many names, we're grateful for the peace that we have in our lives, for the love that we have in our lives, in spite of whatever's going on around us. And we're grateful that we can be the people who carry that love and that peace and that magic into the world around us. And so it is.
Good morning. My name is Charlotte Lemieux, and I have been regularly attending services here at the Church Within for about 2 years. I am ordained because, you see, in the state of Indiana, you cannot go in to a correctional facility to give spiritual service to those that are incarcerated without being ordained. Within earth-based spiritual paths, many times there is no formal ordination or anything like that. It's people that feel moved to lead, do so, or host. But I have been touched and inspired by ritual since I was very young. I've been writing and leading and participating in earth-based rituals for over 20 years. Please join me in a breath. Rituals and ceremonies are the formal and symbolic activities that we do to create change or commemorate an event. And in doing so, we form and maintain relationships and identities. Let me say that again. Rituals and ceremonies are the formal and symbolic activities we do to create change and or commemorate an event, and in doing so, we form and maintain relationships and identities. I didn't come up with that great quote. A blogger by the name of the Reverend John Beckett from Austin, Texas. I took that, I read his blogs regularly because I have a couple things in common with him. He is a UU minister, he is a pagan, he is a polytheist. But I like to do ritual. I like to facilitate ritual. A couple weeks ago, Jeff said, let's do a ritual. And I thought, oh, that'd be a great opportunity. We can do a Wiccan pagan spring equinox Ostara ritual. The thing is, when I try to compose how that might manifest, I got an unmistakable message. And that message was, the church within really has a well-working ritual framework already. So I was like, okay, so where does that leave us? Well, that leaves us at the message portion of the ritual. And I'm doing it. So within our own framework, I am going to lead us in good ritual, in a good ritual experience, because you have to experience it. A good ritualist helps people have a spiritual experience. A good ritual helps the participants to touch or feel they have been touched or influenced by the divine. Can you take a breath with me, please? We are social beings. The experience of feeling connected to the divine can many times be heightened when we do it together. Hence, we meet regularly to do this. You can't make people have that experience. But what you can do is what we at the Church Within do, and that is we curate an atmosphere that makes that spiritual touch more likely to happen. Pagan groups, and by pagan, I'm going to go with a very simple definition of earth-based spiritual practice, or paths. Spiritual frameworks that hold that the divine is immanent in nature, shot through nature completely, always there, where nature and the earth is imbued with the creative energy of the cosmos, with the divine itself. Nature is divine. And that the earth, its form itself, is divine. The earth and all on it are of the divine. So back to ritual. Ritual helps us connect to the divine, and barring that, because I have had atheists in circle before, barring that, you want people to connect to one another. It helps us to connect to where we are in the larger structure of things in this universe, in terms of the calendar and the seasonal cycle, when we do a ritual and we pull that in, that helps us know where we are in the cosmos as a part of the divine. So where are we? Physically, we are in this building, but in the calendar year, for where we are in our own hemisphere, we just passed the spring equinox. The Wiccan pagan calendar, which is not really Wiccan pagan at all, it's a Northern European agricultural calendar, puts us right past the equinox. It was Friday, when light and dark are balanced. Try to portray that a little bit up front. We've got a dark half and a light half. But let's take a breath. Pagans generally have a ritual framework that they work within, and it's loosely based on a Masonic template. I did not know that until just recently, maybe in the last year or so. Probably because I'm not a Mason. We talked about curating space. And the church within has curated space for our Sunday gatherings for quite a while, since I've been coming here at least. But soon, we'll make our curated space someplace else. Pagans generally don't have the luxury of a regular bricks and mortar place to do ritual, which can fit in pretty nicely to that earth-based spiritual thing, because you kind of tend to do them outside, which works really well, except in Indiana for maybe 3 months in the winter, maybe a couple months when it's too hot in the summer, or sometime in the spring when it's too rainy. But for the most part, outside works really well. But bricks and mortar is good too. And our bricks and mortar will be someplace else very shortly, and we'll be just fine. I know we will. So good ritual is about relationships. Relationships between those participating and relationships with the divine. Many earth-based spiritual paths will also kindle and encourage a relationship with the ancestors and a relationship with land spirits or nature spirits. Again, a little bit on the earth side, but nature side, just expanding that spectrum a little bit. So by actions and words, space is curated or made special so that we can alter how we think and feel, so that we might experience the in that moment presence, of the divine, which sometimes when it touches us, we also know it as our deeper self. Ken just did. Everybody take a breath. Thank you, it helps me. There are tools and techniques, breathing, breath like we just did being one of them, to assist in achieving the experience of this presence that we seek. Incense is used, often candles, oils, a chime, just like we do at the beginning of the church within's ritual practice. Since sacred space is intentionally curated, earth-based religions many times cast a circle to enclose that ritual, special, curated space. It's usually done by a group member, walking the circle outside the members that are present and gathered. It adds to a feeling of inclusiveness in the group, a boundary. And yet the boundary is opened as well. The quarter directions are acknowledged as a more complex manifestation of the divine. They are called on for protection and guidance, and these are the 4 elements of the ancients. They were thought by the ancients to be the foundational elements. Everything was made of these, they thought. And they are air, fire, water, and earth, with spirit or aether at the top of that, above those 4. The divine, the spirit, so to speak, on top is the connecting factor to all of those elements. The pagan holidays, which are when rituals are usually celebrated, they're usually about every 6 weeks apart. And as I mentioned before, they are based on Northern European agrarian cycles. So the cycles of the seasons. The cycles of earth: planting, sowing, growing, harvesting, and then there's a fallow phase, a phase of rest. The holiday having just passed on Friday, March the 20th, is the spring equinox. It is sometimes called Ostara. And in the seasonal cycle, this day is considered important because it is a point of balance where night and day are the exact same length of time. In a magical context, it is believed that like is attracted to like. So Ostara, or the equinox, is a good time to celebrate or cultivate balance in our lives. Balance is considered healthy. It's difficult, if not impossible, to remain continually balanced. Balance can take the form of just being at peace. As Louise said last week, balance or peace can broaden our perspectives. When we come to that place of peace, there is a sense of calm and rest. Several weeks ago, Danny said, rest is resistance. Resistance to the chaotic goings on of our outside world. So it is a good thing to think about, to seek, to embrace, and to try and cultivate peace and balance in our lives to counter the chaos that's maybe going on around us. But right after balance, the wheel turns, and we have spring. It's the season of rebirth, blossoms, light, eggs, baby animals, enchanting baby animals. There's another blogger that I've been reading more recently. Her name is Dana O'Driscoll, and she is the Grand Archdruid of the Ancient Order of Druids in America. I don't know exactly how ancient that can be because, America, we're only 250 years old. So, but at any rate, she recently wrote about what pagans and earth-based spiritual paths do, and they re-enchant us. They enchant us. It is a magical practice. Anytime you're in nature, if you just take a moment, you can just be enchanted. You notice one flower, and then you notice 2 flowers, and then you notice a whole dozen of one color, and then you notice more colors. It's enchanting. It's like our meditation that we walk down our path. It's enchanting. So, pagan circles are experienced to connect to the seasons, to each other, and to the divine, and to the magic current of excitement and enchantment that comes with new beginnings, and in this case, the beginning of spring. I'm going to ask you yet again, to take a breath with me. Deep breaths move us into sacred time. I'd ask you, if you care to please close your eyes or avert your gaze. Breathe deeply. A nice, slow breath in, and a relaxed, slow breath out. And again, a peaceful, calm breath in, and a slow, even exhale. And because 3 is a magic number, let's do a third one. In, and just let it go again. The other world of sacredness is a world defined by tradition, myth, and culture. We seek to kindle our own otherworld sacredness through the unity of our energy and our intention for this Ostara ritual today. It is a time to connect to the divine, to mark the passage of time, and to celebrate the recent holiday. And we'll do that as we bond to each other, as we breathe, and as we are here together. We gather for the ritual of Ostara. It is a time of balance, but shortly we are moving into spring and the season of blossoming and growth. We can anticipate longer daylight hours and warmer temperatures. When we are intentional about experiencing these seasonal changes, it can bring awe-inspiring sense of enchantment and of connection, a sense of hope, the feeling of inspiration that comes with new beginnings. We breathe together that we might be of one mind for the purpose of creating sacred space, and we kindle our own unified sense of the sacred by breathing together. Please take a breath. The circle is one of the oldest and most elemental symbols. It represents perfection and wholeness, unity and endlessness. A circle echoes the reoccurring cycles of life, death, and rebirth. A circle is the reminder of the connectedness of all things. We consider now that the circle is cast and we are in a sacred place. We are between the worlds, in a place that is not a place, and a time that is not a time. Night and day, birth and death, joy and sorrow meet as one, and we are there. We're next going to call the quarters. We start with east. Its association is the air. Its color is yellow. This is the air, and these are the people. Far-flying goose, far-seeing hawk, owl that knows, raven who talks, crane who dances, thrush who sings, quail the humble, wren the king, lark who revels, loon who weeps, jay who scatters, buzzard who reaps. These are the spirits of air, the spirits of the east, and we call to them that they may join our circle and share their intuition, wisdom, and knowledge with us. We move to the south next. Its color is usually orange. It represents fire of the 4 original ancient elements. It inspires passion. This is the fire, and these are the people. Drake who hoards, Kieran who gives, Angel heals, Shimera lives. Coal the slow, lightning the quick, Salamander powers the wick. Soul who prays and griffin who scorns, Phoenix dies and is reborn. These are the spirits of the south, the spirits of fire. We ask them to join our circle and share their passion and inspiration with us. To the west, water is the ancient element associated, and usually the color blue and deep emotion. This is the sea, and these are the people. Whale who chants, dolphin who speaks, clam content, salmon who seeks, pike who rages, shark who storms, walrus steadies, carp transforms. Seal who gathers, crab the thief, otter wave-born, eel of the reef. These are the spirits of the west, the spirits of water. We ask them to join our circle and share their nurturing peace and love with us, that we may take it out and share it with others. Last, we have the north, earth, dirt, caves, rocks. This is the earth, and these are the people. Deer who hurries, boar who schemes, cat who conjures, sheep who dreams. Hare the playful, Brock the stern, mouse who teaches, horse who learns, wolf that hunts, bear who stays, stag that guards, puma that preys. These are the spirits of north and the spirits of earth. We ask them to join and share their solidity and their stability with us. The ancients believed that the earth rests upon the foundations of the underworld, and so too did the earth support the heavens. So we are in sacred space. We have called quarters. We have asked that you close your eyes and avert your gaze, and we are at the junction of all three of those realms: the physical world, the underworld of spirit, and the upper world of deity. This is now sacred and holy space. And what we do here today is not new. Tribal clans, ancestors, groves, circles, groups of all sorts have gathered at various times to celebrate the turning of the wheel of the year or other important occasions. Today we celebrate Ostara, a time of balance that will quickly bring us into spring. Now that the space has been made exceptionally holy, it's always holy here, but just a little exceptional maybe, we would invite in the deities. Throughout the ages, the divine has been known by many names and with many faces. They are ever-changing and yet always constant. Today, we call old gods in new ways and new gods in old ways. We have lit the candle, the purple candle holder on top of the other, symbolizing again the divine over all. The divine is with us now and through all eternity. The flame is kindled as a visual reminder that there is something within us, something eternal, and it is the something that we call the light. We gather here to kindle the light. We welcome the divine to this Ostara time, which we don't need to, the divine is always here, but in our human presence, we welcome them. We ask to be blessed with the wisdom of the divine and their peace. We ask to grow in knowledge and apply that knowledge for the greater good through the acceptance of others, especially in our differences, the inclusion of others, and for equity among all, so we manifest a better and more peaceful world. Several weeks ago, Thomas Puckett gave the talk, and he talked about it being International Women's Day. So I'd just like to read a prayer that might seem a little different to some, but it flips the divine from masculine to feminine. This prayer is called The Charge of the Goddess, and there are many versions of it. I did not write this one. I cannot tell you who did, but I like it. So we're going to do this one. I am the silence before birth and after death. I am the clouded mirror in which you scry your own soul. I am a mist in the twilight. I am the vast and starry sky of midnight, shadows on the moon. All things come to me in the end, and I am at the beginning of all. I meet you at the crossroads. I lead you through the darkness. My hand you grasp in the passage between the worlds. To those that toy with me, I am an instrument of destruction. Yet to the true seeker, I bring knowledge beyond mortal comprehension. This is the celebration of Ostara. We bless the wheel of the year as it turns. I have a rendition of the wheel of the year on the table. You're welcome to look at it afterwards. As the wheel turns, as we go from this time of balance to springing into rebirth and the spring, let us stand firm in embracing diversity, inclusivity, peace, and equality, because we know and we understand the strengths these actions bring to our communities and to the greater world. In some rituals, energy is raised and released. It is an act done by everyone in the group, so there is connection. Many times, there is a sharing of food. Again, the sharing of food is an act of connectivity. Jeffrey has brought forth a bowl of the soup that we will have later on. I'd ask you all to focus for just a moment on that bowl of soup. We would bless the soup as it is here and now, knowing that we will later, all of us, partake of it. Maybe not from that bowl, but from the larger crocks that our kitchen witches, if you will, have been so wonderful to always have prepared for us. So as we think about our food and we think about the blessings that we ourselves pour into it so that we will take it later on, I would also then say an affirmation. Take a breath, please. We have blessed and we will receive the blessings of the divine, imbued in the food that we will partake of later on as a shared community. And we have been mindful of how and why we celebrate today, balance and launching into spring, the turning of the wheel, in connection to one another, connection to deity, And we go forward now with the knowledge that the blessings that we have just given and taken in will go towards the good, for our own good, and for the support of our community, through our ancestors, through the divine, through nature spirits, and by virtue of the community itself, who we are to one another, how we show up for one another. Blessed be. So, with every beginning, there is an ending. And so, ritual would come to an end then. Great Earth Mother and all that is divine, you have answered our call. We thank you for your presence here with us. We ask that you continue to wrap us in your embrace and keep us safe. Inspire us in our work. Inspire us in our work of inclusion and our goals of equity and peace. Inspire us in our relationships. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for the excitement and the anticipation of the season to come, the inspiration and enchantment that spring brings. As we go forward, let us strive for balance and peace, both in our personal lives and relationships for our greater community. And let us align with the divine in balance and be aware of that in the people we meet, and most especially in ourselves. Blessed be. And we'll close out the quarters. Spirit of Earth, we thank you for your presence in our circle. It is from your very depth that we know the depths of ourselves and look to the lengthening light for renewal and growth. Stay if you will, go if you must. Thanks and farewell. West, the Spirit of Water, thank you for your presence in our circle. So too, as our emotions ebb and flow, let us be aware that we have the power to achieve balance for our emotions, for a more peaceful existence. Stay if you will, go if you must. Thanks and farewell. South, the Spirit of Fire, thank you for your presence in our circle. You have burned brightly. You inspire us in actions of peace and inclusivity. Stay if you will, go if you must. Hail and farewell. East, the Spirit of East, thank you for your presence in our circle. You invigorate us with the soft currents of warm air and the enchantment that is the beauty of spring in this season of balance. Let your wisdom and calm guide us. Stay if you will, go if you must. Thanks and farewell. The circle is open but unbroken. May the peace and the light of the goddess and the love of the great eternal mother remain in our hearts. Merry have we met, and merry have we been. Merry shall we part, to merry meet again. And so it is.
Something about this time of year, like the moon's tugging on my hair. Spring has sprung, or at least begun. I've got 3 or 4 coats to wear, hung up by my front door, 'cause winter's not done with us. She tightened it all up as she froze the northern crust. In Argentina they are preparing. Lady Winter's knocking on their door. Back at home we've cracked all the windows. A vital wind blows through stale, dry rooms. Primavera, life begins. It's a sense of balance, just a day extending on their ends. Let's stay primavera, life begins. We thank the dark for what it showed inside us, but now the time has come to grow again. Primavera, life begins. Primavera, breathe it in. In Cape Town, Melbourne, and in Rio, they are preparing for the plunge. Back at home, we've opened all our windows. A vital wind blows through us. Primavera, life begins. That sense of balance, just a day extending on their ends. What else can we say? The moon's a tugboat and I'm springing towards new days, breathing in the turning of the shade. Primavera, life begins. Primavera, breathe it in. Primavera, life begins. Primavera, breathe it in.
Thank you, Charlotte. That was beautiful. As the ushers come around with the baskets, please join me in the offering prayer. Beloved divine, all that I am and all that I have come from your limitless supply. I am an open and willing conduit through which your good flows. I share all that I have as you direct. Love, friendship, prosperity, peace, abundance, and joy are gifts that I share and receive. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Goddess. Amen. beloved divine, source of all there is, we are grateful for all of the gifts, not only these monetary gifts, but gifts of talents, of time, of inspiration, of prayer, of meditation, and all the things that go into this community. And so it is. Amen. Now, if you would, please join together in the closing song.
All people are holy, many paths, one God. All people are holy, only love is real. No matter who you are, no matter where you've been, let's gather together and let the Spirit in. All people are holy, many paths, one God. All bodies are holy, only love is real. Only love is real.
May the peace of God and Goddess go before us into this glorious week, and may the peace remain wherever we have walked. Peace above us and below us, peace to the right and to the left, peace within and without, peace in the face of everyone we meet, peace in the words to everyone we